filled with boundaries and expectations, there lived a girl who defied the confines of convention. Her mind was an uncharted canvas as she danced to her own rhythm. My poem, Breaking Boundaries, is her tale. It is a reminder that beyond constraints, she is not just a girl, but a force of nature carving her own path. In the deepest corners of my mind, there lived a girl who knew no lines. She lived without a care in the world, yet she forgot that she is just a girl. So she confined her spirits to please society's conventional limits. She walked a path so narrow which you deem covering her thoughts, suffocating her dreams. They say she is fragile, a creature to embrace, but she plummets from grace her own paths to chase. Born into a box, predefined and reassigned, she was a tempest, a storm to unwind. She's not just a label, not a checkbox to mark, but the symphony of her dreams, a work of art. Colors became blurred and norms became weak. Colors became blurred and norms became weak as she tore through the labels that society would speak. Now they watch her rise, now they watch her roar, attacking the thoughts, changing the lore. With courage's armor, she stood bold and tall. With courage's armor, she stood bold and tall, breaking the chains of a biased free fall. She is not someone's muse, but the one who finally gets to choose. She is the tempest's might in the ocean's flow. With wings unfurled, she finally lets her soul glow. So remember this tale. Remember this tale of a soul unconfined who shattered the barriers that tried to bind. In this fight for freedom, in this fight for identity, she blazed a trail. A legacy etched forever. A legacy etched forever where the old narrative pays. Thank you.
A cage, a bird, and the world. Who wins? Let's hear it out. Bound in the walls of a cage, of golden walls, she drones in her own tears with no one to row her across. The world is cruel for a bird like her. It rejoices at its little cries for little freedom. To this little life I said, there is no need to wait for a little helper to help. Be your own light of hope to guide you across. May your courage be your oars to thrust you forward. May your uniqueness be your boat to row you across. On this ocean of misery and depression, may you tame all the storms. And surely you reach again a desert of isolation and misconception. Tell your heart it's just too full to worry. Fly with Father and stop near an oasis. See your reflection, your true moment of inflection. It would be a sorry not to exclaim that I am as full of spots as the rest. Fly a bit higher and knock on those doors of heaven and ask, here comes a life from earth, ostracized from society. I ran from death. Will I get no pity? Then God would say, may all beings are equal, and yet they prejudice. How long with pity, dear bird, will you escape from reality, you would ask. Then the bird goes back to the world, to fight against all odds, to conquer all the obstacles. One day, I'm sure she will win. She has to win. From a delicate tendril, she has grown to the strongest climber, to crack, break, and shatter your walls. She would stand on a place much higher than those walls of the cage that once bound her. She would stand on the zenith of her success, with her own wings of fire, with her own beacon of light, in her own glory. And the world will remain as it is, the same. The world will remain a mute spectator in her ascent to glory, in her ascent to glory. Thank you, Anjay.
a girl here to break the shackles. In a world of judgments and societal norms, where labels confine and stereotype form, there lies a spirit untamed and bold, breaking the shackles that others hold. Emerging from shadows, it takes its flight, defying expectations with all its might. For who are we to pass unwarranted judgments and bind souls with narrow encasements? Society is chained, they break one by one. With resilience and courage, they overcome. For conforming to expectation is not their way. They strive to create a different display. Oh, how beautiful it is to witness this grace as they redefine what it means to embrace an individuality that knows no bounds, shattering stereotypes that society surrounds. They teach us that labels are but skin deep, and a surface judgment is shallow to keep. For beneath the layers of societal mold lie stories untold waiting to unfold. So let us rise above the judgments we spat and celebrate the beauty of breaking the hat. For formalities and stereotype may confine, but a soul that defies them truly divine. Thank you.
Greetings to all here. I'm not here with my flowery words, but for my voice to rise. Poetry is not something to read through lines, but to feel through rhymes. Hereby, I present you my creation. Together we stand, apart I fall. I'm a girl, I'm a boy. I'm a transgender. I'm a sister, I'm a brother, I'm a mother, I'm a father, I am white, I am black, I am this and that. Though, on this very earth, we all do exist. First, we are humans, then any others of the divisions and things. They say, if a black cat crosses your lane, they say, black cats bring bad omen. They say it's a bane to your very existence. They shoot them out because of the blurred vision of their ignorant conscience, and simply standing out is a crime. Simply standing out is a crime. You will be told to hide in your home and to run and hide, and to belittle your beaming shine. But we still step out the borders they're crossing, because dear all, we live in a hypocrite society. Dear girls, maintain your body, your figure. Eat more, eat less, and your identity is defined by your hair. Dear boys, bottle up your emotion, console your tears, hide your fears, and throw them away like they were never there. Dear LGBTQ members, don't reveal your identity just yet. They will throw pebbles at you, and the reason they will give is, it's just the society we live in. Funny how they teach us to hate ourselves and ask, why don't we bother? Our innocence, our girlhood, our boyhood is what they chose to slaughter. We are the rebellious teens, fighting these boundaries of future yet unseen. We are a droplet in a bucket full of water, yet we outcast our own counterparts. But I want to be a part of this little bucket too, that once we called home. We live to love and to hope. We are humans burning up with the passion that fuels our integrity, our soul. Or, just like the other droplets, my voice, our voice would eventually evaporate. Together we stand, apart I fall. Drop these borders, this tell us who we are. Break this wall so tall, because together we stand and apart I fall. Together we stand, apart I fall. Thank you.
I named my creation pink, a simple color with different personifications. Here I start. We live in a society where girls are born pink and boys are born blue, where one is to live a slave and the other to rule, where everyone is judged, but by who? Where one is stopped while the other grew, where everything is peaceful and non-judgy just for the view. I being the girl who's born pink and sensitive. Stereotypes, still primitive. My words may be interrogative because all my arguments are repetitive. Why? Because what I'm going to talk about is what we already saw, what we have seen, what we have heard, what we have been through, maybe. From my own wit, if I talk about it, this is how the minds would have sounded. Why so pale? Stand more ladylike, they said. Oh, you're showing too much skin, cover it up, they said. Oh, now you're covering up too much, you might be real fat, they said. Your voice is so annoying, can you speak more like a girl, they said. Oh, so feminine, oh, roar like a fierce lioness, they said. Oh, your laugh is such a monstrosity. Laugh more politely, they said. Oh, you're a female. Your opinion doesn't even matter. Be mute, they said. Oh, what are you doing here? You belong in the kitchen, they said. But wait. Those who said are who? Maybe some of the blue, but do I wish to show or cover skin? No. Do I wish to be mute? No. Do I wish to always work in the kitchen? No. Do I wish to stand and speak more ladylike? No. All these no, because they don't want me to grow, so all the pathetic comments that they show. I don't know what people gain speaking to bring pain, thinking it's a game for some sort of fame. Everything they speak isn't funny, isn't hilarious, it's just lame. But it's not the pinks or the blues to blame. It's not the society to blame. It's the minds to blame, it's the words to blame, it's the mentality to blame. Thank you.
Words of silence. I want every heart to speak, every heart to speak. Don't touch me, stay away. Don't judge me, stay away. This invisible chain tied in the shadow of the world. Unkind. Amidst the echo and the silence, I stand strong. The shackles are tightened, yet I will prove them wrong. A fragile flower? No, a strong spirit. Stronger than the sight seen in my myriad ways. I will color my world with thousands of color, the color which are not judged by the peoples. I will nurture my qualities with the things that nobody will know. No molds to define, no colors to blind. Let us unfold the world with our true mind. Together we will write a new history. Together we will write a new future. Together we will make this world a beautiful scene like heaven. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to introduce you to the part of society which is not meant to be discussed, which is the darkest, but yet the strongest. And they call them gender queer. The first time they uttered the prayer was in a glass-stained cathedral. They were kneeling long after the congregation was on its feet, dipped both hands in the holy water, and traced the Trinity across their chest. Their tiny body was drooping like a question mark all over the wooden pew. They asked Jesus to fix them, and when he did not answer, they befriended silence, in the hopes that their sin would burn and salve their mouth like sugar on tongue. But shame lingered as an aftertaste, and in attempt to reintroduce them to sanctity, their mothers told them the miracle they were, said you could grow up to be anything you want. They were the mystery of anatomy, a question asked but not answered, tight-roping between an awkward boy and an apologetic girl. They were met with nostalgic aunts missing their knees in the shadow of his skirts or had a snapback toothless grin. Aunts reminded them that their kind of attitude would never bring a husband home, that they exist for heterosexual marriages and childbearing, and they swallowed their insults along with their slurs. Naturally, they did not come out of the closet because they were more boy than a girl, more Ken than a Barbie. It had nothing to do with hating their body. They treated it like a house, and when your house is falling apart, you do not evacuate.
You make it comfortable enough to house all your insides. You make it strong enough to stand on. Living in that body becomes an asterisk at the bottom of equality pages. No one even thinks of them as humans because people perceive them more ghost than flesh, because people fear that their gender expression is a trick, that it exists to be preserved, that it ensnares them without their consent, that their body is a feast for society's eyes and hands. They are afraid of becoming another hashtag in a second, afraid of classroom discussions becoming like a judgment day. And now, oncoming traffic is embracing more transgender children. They wonder how long it will be before the trans suicide notes start to feel redundant. They realize that their bodies are lesson of sin way before they learn how to love them. Like God didn't save that breath and mercy, like their blood is not the wine that washed over God's feet, this prayer is now getting stuck in their throats. Maybe they are finally fixed. Maybe they just don't care. Or maybe God finally listened to their prayers. Thank you.
It's the year 2055, and I'm helping my daughter write a poem on breaking stereotypes. The ones we were breaking in 2023, hoping in the coming years will be left their debris. But we were wrong because change is a slow process, slower when confined to debate and poem topics. Especially when it's about female and male, girls and boys. Because the rules are pretty clear when it comes to their life, emotions, career, and toys. So when she asked me about gender stereotypes, gathering the past 49 years of my life and 1,000 memories, I paused, smiled, said it's why in your class the number of girls is always less than boys. Because still too many, marriage is the sole purpose of a girl's life. It's when young boys are pushed to become men who commit suicide because crying, being vulnerable or sensitive are traits which as manly did not qualify. It's what expects a girl to be more of one, to speak less, obey more, and with ambitions be done. To always compromise, sacrifice, sympathize, apologize, and to never criticize. But the truth is, she'll never suffice. And they tell these little boys and girls that the other have it easy. They tell these little boys and girls that the other has it easy, so they grow to hate and they grow to judge, making the stereotype stand tall as such. So, oh my sweet child, to break is to build an unprejudiced person, a better society, with freedom and with will. Thank you.
This is an open letter to all those who don't let you emerge as your authentic individual. Dear stubborn universe, rhythm of courage, we fiercely proclaim, shattering expectations, igniting the flame. Because do something, do nothing. Perhaps in the mirror, even my reflection seems to quiver. Battles within stigmatized strain, tears of sorrow cascade like rain. The boy next door, indeed so kind, but men should be men, emotions to leave behind. Stereotypes crumble, religions blight, as tolerance blooms and love takes flight. From mockery to exclusion, a tapestry of misunderstanding, diverse skin shades, hues of humanity, judged by appearances, drenched in brutality, hues of defiance, laughter so bold, refusing the molds you foretold. Too quiet, you scoff. But remember, silence speaks volumes, whispers aloft. Specially abled bears a burden, a weight unfair, hostile limitations and hurtful stares. Sexual orientation too faces its share, discrimination lurks, causing hearts to wear. A histories major mustn't be that smart, society's vain. Laughing society chuckling, Study practical fields and chant this again. Tears flow, emotions run deep as we break through the barriers not meant to keep. Tears flow, emotions run deep as we break through the barriers not meant to keep. Through voices, we navigate stereotypes that reverberate with words that illuminate and heal. We strive for a world where compassion's ideal. So here's to the rebels, the stereotype breakers, evoking emotions, the fierce risk takers. With each step you take, with each boundary you rend, you're rewriting the narrative, my dear friend. In a language so fluid, words intertwine, crafting a utopia where pointless norms won't confine. A simple truth in verses so sweet, I'll dance to the rhythm of my own heartbeat. Dear stubborn universe. 2 more lines before I end. The superpowers who once doubted our scientific vision stand amazed looking at how successful was our mission. Thank you. Jai Hind.